Ryan Hunter-Reay joins us here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Great seeing you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Now, who's the tallest of all the drivers?
I would say Stephen Wilson is the tallest, and then next up would probably be Graham Rahal.
Yeah.
And then I'll fall in line somewhere right there, right behind that.
And we've been talking weight classes and adding the ballast, et cetera, et cetera. Where do you fall in that?
I'm like, I don't know, like fourth from, same on the height chart, basically, right? I'm like fourth from heaviest, something like that. So
is that any kind of an advantage?
No, that's disadvantage. They've done a really good job mitigating that situation because it used to be where it was just the driver, whatever he weighs, whatever size he is, you go in there and there's no weight ballast. Now everybody has to ballast up to the heaviest driver. The problem is you have your body's bigger. It's a higher center of gravity in the car, right?
Yeah.
So,
right.
That your weight.
So they
weight
get to
mass is
experiment.
higher.
Do they get to experiment where they put the weight, like on a sailboat and ballast?
They have to put it in one designated area. Yep.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Is there any way to cheat? Does anybody like take off these four?
No, they're
bolts?
pretty tight on it.
Yeah,
I mean, you've heard stories of drivers like when they go to weigh in, like having lead underwear and stuff like that, and it's funny. Like I've heard some stories of guys getting caught, like all of a sudden a piece of a lead weight would fall out of their pocket and all this other stuff. So not something I want to get caught.
That's hilarious.
When do they weigh you? Is it the beginning of the month, beginning of the season? Like what's the cutoff?
Every race they weigh you after practice on Friday. So for the Indy 500, it would be it was after the first practice day, which was Tuesday. It was Tuesday. Yeah, after the GP.
This is going to be a series of dumb questions.
Sure.
You don't have to give me the number, but who's the most famous person you have in your cell phone?
I don't know.
You?
I mean, it depends on who you're asking, right? Like and in the hockey world, Keith Yandel's a good buddy of mine, so everybody would know him.
Sure.
A lot. He'll be here for the race, actually.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't.
How about you? Who's the most? You got a bunch of famous friends.
Well, again, it depends who you ask.
Right.
You ask kids like my son's age, Millie Bobby Brown would be the biggest.
I have no idea who that is.
But yeah, no, ask your kids. Ask your kids.
All they want is Taylor Swift.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Ryan Tannehill's a good friend of mine.
Oh, yeah, sure.
There we go.
So
Yeah.
it just depends what kind of world you're.
Well, on that
in.
same note, I've been asked this to all the drivers: who plays you in the movie?
I think I would like that. What's his name from American Sniper?
Yeah. Bradley
He's
Cooper.
way
Bradley
cooler
Cooper.
than me, so yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe a
I could
step
totally
up.
see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that'd
actually
be cool.
a pretty good
It's a
call.
good call. Yeah, I could see the
Another-
result.
He did a great job in that film.
He did.
Yeah.
Another possible Paul Newman, again, Mr. Newman.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
the Newman too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
Your strategy to win this, baby, what's the plan?
Strategy to win is basically, aside from leading, there's so many variables that you have to get right in this race to win it, to even have a shot at winning it. The field is as tight as it's ever been. Tight meaning there's so many good cars,
Right.
Yeah.
car driver combinations, that it's going to be hard to separate yourself from them. And you just have to methodically go about it and execute. I think if you do better on those things, on the pit laps, on the pit in, on the pit out, in the pit lane, the pit crew, the team has to execute, the driver has to execute, no errors, and then you're there at the fight. All you can ask for is to be at the fight at the end, the last 6 laps
Right.
in a shootout.
Get
That's
some-
all you can ask for.
Yeah.
Just like when I did it with Elio. We had no idea who was going to win that race, even 200 yards from the start-finish line. I didn't even know.
That's amazing.
So it's, you just have to put yourself in that position and get to the front.
And this
Just
is
get to the front.
number. How many 500s?
15.
15. Wow.
How many of those
15?
15 do you
That's
think you had? Like, it could have gone either way. Like you got the one against Elio, right?
Right.
But there's got to be 2 or 3 others that
I knew in
you were right there.
2016 that I had the car to win as well. I
Yeah.
had the same feeling I had in 14. And in 2016, Townsend Bell hit me in
Yeah.
pit lane and
Yep.
took the front wing
That's,
off.
That's why he's in the freaking booth.
And then, see what you get. And then 2017 had the same feeling as well, and the engine expired prematurely.
Oh,
Last question.
Yeah.
Any unusual foods you don't eat or eat the night before, the day of? Do you have coffee? Do you have to be careful?
No, I'm good with that. I just keep things simple and predictable, right? You're not like going to go out to have fiery Mexican food like the night before or something like that. You're just gonna keep it. You're gonna keep kind of in the straight and narrow on that.
How about
smart.
keep your game face, your head clear? Anything special that you do?
No, I just need to have on race day. It's there's so many people here
Yeah.
aside from the fans. Friends, family.
Yep.
And they all kind of sound like Charlie Brown, the Charlie Brown voice, And I just try and keep the blinders on. And I need some time to myself just to get things together. And it's really tough on the grid. Like there's no other sport where somebody's going to go into battle. It's going to go into the biggest sporting event in their world, in their profession. And you're literally surrounded by people talking to you, like as you're getting
Random
in the car.
people.
Yeah, hey, can I get
Yeah.
a picture right before you get in the car?
It's so true.
It is a very unique situation
Yeah.
that way. So you really just have to keep your focus.
Yeah, you should talk to my girl because not listening is my specialty.
Very good at
He's
that.
really good at that.
I am like an expert.
Well,
I listen to the show every morning.
Exactly. He has
no
no idea. No idea. He doesn't even know I'm here right now. But here's one thing I have to say. One of the coolest things that I've become friends with some drivers, so I got a little access. Right before the driver introductions, when you guys are in that room and it's you and just the family, so kids, wife, whatever, girlfriends. That is such an interesting moment to me because you can feel the energy, right?
Yeah. You can definitely feel it.
before you
Yeah.
come out, but also that moment of like you're all in this together, even though you're competing against each other. It's such a unique spot. I can't think of another sport where they do that.
No, it is a very unique spot. You're right, and you could feel the energy in there. You could feel tension as well.
Yeah.
Like everybody's just balled up, ready to go. And then prior to driver intros, you're just kind of waiting, and that's kind of the last moment that you have with your family prior to heading to the car and getting belted in.
Yeah.
So you're right.
Special.
That is a unique moment for
Special.
sure. Yeah.
Love it.
Well, I guess one last of all the drivers, who's your closest friend of your fellow drivers? Do you have one that's a really good friend of yours?
I'm tight with quite a few, but Hinchcliffe,
Sure.
obviously he's in the booth now. See what you get.
See what you get.
And,
Stick them all up. Hunter's putting them all up there.
yeah. Marco Andretti Graham, Ray Hall, and Alex
And who's the funniest?
Hinch.
He is funny.
by far.
Put him in the booth.
Yeah, put him in the booth.
And then from there, Will Power is a friend of mine, but he's funny. You wouldn't think
He's very dry.
very dry.
Yeah. Connor Daly's pretty funny.
Yeah?
Yeah, Connor's,
He thinks he's
Connor's
funny.
He's funny.
Connor's
Yeah.
funny.
Dude, the Willpower had never heard the song Willpower. Didn't that classic Lady Willpower?
I'm looking at
never
you
heard
like
that
you
song.
looked at me on
Yeah,
Millie Bobby
never.
Brown. I have no idea
No
what you're
idea
talking
who
about.
that is.
Is that a real song?
Gary, this might be a dated reference.
I think
Not
so.
dated. It's from Gary Puckett and the Union Gap.
Oh, yeah.
No
of
idea.
course, yeah.
No idea.
Hey, the hell with you guys. That's enough. Ryan Hunter-Reay, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Go get him, kid.
Thank you.
Buddy.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.